So I played Escape from Tarkov all day, then I decided I've been playing Escape from freaking Rusky Land all day and I think I've reached my existential terror quota for the day at this point. So I immediately hopped onto the only logical choice to help me calm down, PlayerUnknown's Playground of Pure Salt. As I went AFK for a moment to get the Australian equivalent of a pudding pop, I realized this probably wasn't the best game to use for stress relief. Oh boy, was I wrong. But I said screw it and parachuted into a little spot south of Jorgopol I like to call. I went AFK in lobby and ended up almost getting punched to death by an AFK killer but decked him in the face land. Hell, I even got the privilege of killing the remaining AFKers he hadn't violently murdered before coming for me and getting absolutely smashed to pieces, and I took his beautiful fetching black formal outfit too. What followed was me not really caring if I died and just looting around the coast. But soon enough I saw a drop come down slightly inland in the marsh crap hole and knew my destiny was to die in a blaze of glory, looting a beautiful ghillie suit. Maybe I'd live, maybe I'd die, but any chance to lay my eyes on the true beauty of that lusciously flowing bush suit was a chance I'd take willingly, and hey, maybe I'd get another chance to actually not feel guilty crawling around like a freaking worm and somehow winning against probably much more skillful but aggressive players. That isn't how it went down though. Instead I neared the drop and realized there wasn't anyone nearby after all, so I looted it. To my chagrin, instead of my goddamn ghillie suit there was a Groza and some other disappointing but functional additions to my inventory, like one of those fancy medkits and hang on, 60 bullets? That's enough to last me about 3 seconds with this rapid fire shitstorm of a gun. Ah well, I would just have to be careful from here on. And so I was as silent as a fully grown adult running through a marsh could be as I ran toward a second drop that had landed like 150 meters further across the marsh. I neared the drop and crouched behind a rock, spotting a poor jittering lady looting a body next to the crate. I took 3 shots at her and missed terribly. Boy, the gun kicked hard, and then hit the 4th shot clean through the chest. I at this moment hit one of my moments of total insanity and decided to go balls deep and sprint over to loot the drop, consequences be damned. As I pressed my face up to the drop to check for any ghillie suits that might be in there, I realized the dead people had already looted the drop, so I had to run right out into the exact center of the giant open marsh. I of course decided to do exactly that, and was extremely disappointed to discover no ghillies on their soaked bodies. But then I was ecstatic to find an M14 on one of them, grabbed it, and sprinted to cover. At this exact moment, I realized shadow play wasn't recording, and got it going. Now you're caught up to what was the start of this video. I hear you ask, why listen to your robotic ass now? I can just mute the match and watch it from here, right? Wrong. Because this is where the gimmicky part of this video comes in. From about this point in the video forward, I had my Aussie pudding pop melting on my desk, so it was a race against time to kill as many people as possible and win, or die a sticky, sweaty and soggy lump of a death trying. Now because of the stress of the melting dessert, my hands began to sweat. This is because I have very clammy hands when I'm remotely anxious, and you'll begin to notice my mouse stopping entirely in a lot of really critical moments. This was so I could quickly wipe them on my shirt to avoid my fingers slipping around on the mouse and keyboard like a looped up claw machine in a shady ass shopping center, which actually happens to me a lot. So things were going swimmingly by the point you're seeing at the moment. I had the foresight to put the pop on a plate, so for the moment we were fine, just a running plate of chocolatey liquid. I started to get greedy though, and heard a car coming. What a great idea. I'll just stand here and shoot at him as he drives at me, I thought. Turns out despite being a complete dumbass, good old Battlegrounds keeps proving I have extremely good luck. So this crazy bastard drives his car straight off the cliff instead of swerving to at least kill me at the same time, and boy would I have loved to somehow heard his thoughts at this point, because he then started to try to correct whatever state he'd landed the car in and drive away. What a complete baller. This didn't work out though, as I caught up with him and scared him out of the car, shooting him down once he sat in the corner as if I wouldn't just run up and shoot him. Oh hey, Private Butterfingers was there too. shooting at me as always and completely failing to execute a simple ambush. Good job buddy, you'll get it next time, I'm sure of it. I escaped the obviously harmless wrath of poor old Butterfingers and healed up, hearing some commotion up the hill, perhaps that guy who shot at me earlier. I taught him a lesson and oh shit, I bumped the chocolate river on the plate and there was a bit of chocolate liquid near my mousepad now. This seriously began to affect my judgment and from this point forward I was pretty much just staring at the plate 50% of the time. I moved toward my imminent demise, all because of the damn Australian pudding pop. My character's entire existence, robbed of meaning, of victory, and all because of a goddamn deliciously affordable piece of chocolatey goodness that I had stupidly brought to my desk just before a round of Battlegrounds, a game where glancing away could cost you your life, let alone eating a chocolate popsicle and getting sticky fingers. This guy obviously didn't have ears though, so he didn't hear me coming. I shot my only successful shot from the M14 at this point, which was absolutely worth it even though it was extremely loud and probably ruptured my character's eardrums for the 15th time this match. Then I thought, why not, right? I'll just take potshots at this car with the loud gun and run toward it like a damn idiot. I lie, actually, I wasn't thinking anything related to the match at this point, I was thinking of how badly my desk and mousepad would be stained after this. Beginning to run toward the houses on the other side of this road, I forced myself to get my head back in the game, but at this point I knew I was doomed to a stained desk and a sticky mousepad. This made me angry, very angry. I also spotted some guy up near the houses, but I quickly forgot about that entirely as I spotted those rude little men in their mechanical wheelmobiles and shot off my metallic load at their fragile cockpits. I might have hit a shot or two, but it didn't matter because if you aren't first, you're either second or any place after that, depending on your actual performance, and I knew the only possibility for redemption was to shoot the man near the buildings with my family-friendly Nipau Glungus. The issue with that was that I'm actually awful at paying attention, and by the time I realized there was clearly a woman sitting in front of the house and aimed at them, it was too late and they shot me down faster than the babysitter's boyfriend when the parents' car pulls up. This was all well and good, but after I buried my head in my hands, I dropped the hands down having completely forgotten about the pudding pop lake on my desk. As you can imagine, everything on my desk got splashed, including but not limited to the desk itself, mousepad, mouse, keyboard and my screens. Luckily there was a box of tissues in the path of my computer to the right. So I'd say this round went really well, despite covering my entire fucking desk in Australian pudding pop. Fuck my life.